Hi, I'm Irene Rubon-Keller, licensed psychotherapist and author of the book Food Addict. Today we're going to be talking about food addiction. The question that people often ask me is food addiction a real thing? Is there such a thing as being addicted to food? So people ask this because obviously we need to eat to live. So what's the difference between needing to eat to live and being a food addict? And actually there is a big difference between the two. If you have a food addiction, there will be certain foods that you feel that you cannot control yourself around. Those foods tend to be the high fat, high salt, high sugar foods, the highly processed foods that are in fact designed to make you want more. They're designed to make you be addicted to them. So, for example, the difference between, let's say, a baked potato, which is the potato in its more natural state, and a potato chip, will give you a good example as far as the processing of a food and how it affects the way we eat it and the way it makes us feel. So one baked potato, a 10-ounce baked potato, has 200 calories. 1 ounce of potato chips is 150 calories. Very little food and highly addictive. It's very difficult to eat 1 ounce of potato chips, but it's not very difficult to eat one whole baked potato and feel satisfied. So the high salt, high fat, high sugar foods are addictive, and we can now prove this scientifically. We can addict rats to sugar so strongly that when we take the sugar away, we see them go through withdrawal. We can see the little teeth chattering, we can see them very anxious in their cages, and we can see that they're in fact going through a physical withdrawal. So physical withdrawal is one of the hallmarks of addiction, and we can now produce it in the laboratory with rats. So one of the things that we also now know about food addiction is that these particular foods that we're talking about activate the same reward pathways in the brain as do drugs of abuse. So a high fat, high salt, high sugar food, let's just say chocolate for example, will activate those same reward pathways in the brain as does alcohol or cocaine or gambling. If you're addicted to gambling, it'll get those reward chemicals in the brain going that make us feel high. So we can actually get high off of certain foods if we have a predisposition to addiction and if those foods interact with our brain chemistry in such a way that causes us to get addicted. So if you'd like more information about food addiction and more specifically food addiction treatment, you can find it at www.foodaholic.net. That's www.foodaholic.net, and we're going to be talking more about how to deal with food addiction so that you don't have to be a victim of your cravings.